Hi, I'm Lucy from Designs for Growth, and today I want to show you the new Squarespace courses product. They've just launched their online course functionality, and it's brilliant. I'm so happy about it. I see so many Squarespacers off using Teachable, Thinkific, Podia, other learning management systems because they couldn't really set up a course on Squarespace in any meaningful way up to now. So this is amazing. Squarespacers are now going to be able to host their digital courses under the Squarespace roof, and that's just really, really good news. And of course, being Squarespace, it looks great. It's easy to use, it's easy to set up, and it's super. So I just want to give you a quick look at what it looks like. So here we are in a test site. And if we go over, so I'm in the new website menu, which used to be called Pages, now called Website. And within the website menu, I'm in the Pages menu. That brings me straight to the Pages menu. And so to create a course, we're going to start in the not linked section for now. And if you go to plus, and so now you'll find in your menu of page types and collection types, we have courses down here with a nice new button to indicate that it's new. It literally launched just this week. So our first option, we get two different options for the kind of course overview page. So the course overview page does what it says on the tin. It gives your students an overview of the course. So you have a couple of layout options, but like everything in Squarespace, you can do the same things with either of them. But to get you started, you can pick the one that you think you like best. So I'm going to go with this one. So here we are. So the dummy one within the platform is this bread making one. So there's no need to change that. We're going to stick with that. So I'm just going to leave that name. And then when I click on my little book icon, I'm brought into the course area. So we have the overview page, which is what we saw a second ago. So this was the template that I chose. And it's really just a typical normal Squarespace page with sections, and you can edit it. You can delete sections that you don't want. You can add sections. I mean, it's just your usual Fluid Engine Squarespace page. So you're not at all confined in the layout, which is just amazing, because I know a lot of the other course management systems, you're kind of stuck with the layout that they give you. So this typical Squarespace, beautifully laid out with loads of options to customize. So that's the sort of course overview page, and that's where your students will land when they log into your course after they've bought it. So I'm just going to save that. Actually, before I go, you'll see here that there's a progress bar. So your students will, let me just save that. Your students, as they go through the different lessons, they can tick them off, and as they tick them off, well, they'll see their progress in this bar up here, which is pretty cool. So just exit that for a second. So that's the course overview page. And then this section below is where you actually build out the content. So they have organized it for now into chapters, and within each chapter, you can have lessons. But you can organize this whichever way you want. If you just have one main sort of chapter, if you like, or just one course with, 6 or 7 modules or classes within them, lessons within them, and you don't want to subdivide them, that's fine. All of this is, can be deleted, can be edited, and so on. So if we go into the bread making one, now the system offers you initially a video section at the top, but again, if you don't have a video as part of your course, you don't have to use that, and you can just use text. And again, you build out these pages, the lesson pages, just like a normal Squarespace page. So you can add a link to a PDF, you can have your little drop-down menus here if you want. I mean, it's super flexible in terms of what you want it to look like. And you can see then that when you're within the actual course itself, we have this little flyout menu here. So again, the reader or the user can see where they are in the course. They can see what's coming up, what they've done. and what they have yet to complete. So I really like that little pop-out menu there. So yeah, to edit this, you just like any other Squarespace page, you go into edit, you can edit your video, you can edit the layout, and you can edit all of this because it's just like a normal Squarespace web page with sections and blocks and so on. So very, very versatile. I just think this is going to be amazing. This is just such a good idea. And people have been screaming for this for a long time. So I really think now Squarespace are going to do well with this. So you can add lessons to your chapter, or you can create a new chapter to organize your lessons, and you give it a name. So I don't know, we'll call it, what have we got? Introduction, process, and then I don't know, learnings. That could be your new chapter. And then within that, you obviously have to add your lessons. So I'm in the way. So add lesson. You give it a name. And this will look very familiar to you if you're a Squarespace user. So you give your lesson a title. Let's see, so the URL will update automatically when you add your title. If you have a video, you can add it here. So you have a certain amount of storage depending on the plan that you're on. And as I said earlier, if you don't have a video and it's just text-based, you can just turn off the video bit up here. So, and if you want to add a thumbnail to your image, to your video, you can do that too. I mean, it's just, yeah, really, really good. So just discard that. What else? Okay, so if we build out our course and we get out of that, and then this is where you create the pricing plan for your students. So you create pricing plan, and again, within here, you have plenty of options. Just get rid of me. And these can I mean, this looks very much like when you're setting up a product on an e-commerce page in Squarespace. So you just kind of work your way down through the various sections. So you have a name for your course, you can give it a description. And what happens then is that what you see over here on the right hand side, this is what you will put on your sales page when people go to actually sign up. So you give it a title, a little bit of descriptive content to engage people and encourage them to buy. You can list your benefits, over 20 hours of video content, unlimited lifetime access. You can add a benefit here. So new benefit, and it just appears, you'll see it over here. So you get a preview of what this is going to look like on your sales page. New benefit here. Then when it comes to pricing, so you have 3 different options. You can sell it for a fixed amount, so one-time purchase, so €15, or you could give somebody the opportunity to pay over 2 months. So if, let's say your course is €50, but you might then offer 2 payments of €25 for 2 months. So you'll see up here now, you have the payment options appear across the top. So 1 payment of 2, or 2 payments. When I click on, it's not going to show up while I'm in editing mode, but you can give the option of paying in 2 goes. So it'd be €25 per payment, or you can set up recurring payments. So a subscription model. So if you want people to pay monthly over a year or pay yearly, you can set up, so let's say it's €10 every month, which you could also give the option to pay annually. So you might give, might be a little bit cheaper if people pay per year. So again, there's a monthly option appears up here, or yearly. So depending on your pricing model, you have options there, or you can create a free course, which is cool. So often when you're starting with online courses, you want to maybe just test your product, or do like a mini course just to test the market. So you might give that away for free, or it might be part of your lead generation strategy as well, is to give away a free course. So it can be free. And then you'll see here that you can actually bundle products. So I have my artisan bread making course here, but if you had another course, Now I don't, so it's not allowing me at it, but you can bundle courses together as well, which is really, really good. And then there's a couple of limits. Well, actually, there's only one limit, which is if your enrollment was only open for a certain amount of time, you can select a start date and an end date, or maybe just an end date if registrations were closing on a certain date. So yeah, you basically work your way through that menu there to create your pricing. So mine is free. Now, the prompt here is add a little product sales page to sell your content. Yes, so that's obviously the next step, is to create a sales page to sell your course. So you would do that on your website as a new page, and then you use there's a new product block for digital products that you would add to that in the same way previously you would add a product block if you were selling physical products or services through your website. You would pick a product block. Well, now there's a product block for digital products. So that's kind of a quick overview, but there's not an awful lot more to it than that. I mean, the trick to online courses is really your marketing strategy so that you actually sell it. But it's great to know that setting it up and making it look amazing in Squarespace now is pretty straightforward. What are the limitations? So they're working on certificates, because I know that's important for a lot of course creators to be able to give certificates to their students once they've successfully completed the course. So for the moment, there's no certificate option. But they are working on it at Squarespace. Can you drip feed content? So you can schedule when lessons on your course are going to be published, so you can do that. So if you want your content to go out, say every Monday morning, you can schedule that within Squarespace courses, but you cannot drip the content based on your user activity. So say I'm the student and I go in and I finish chapter 1 or module 1 of your course, and then you want module 2 to appear as soon as I've completed module 1. You can't program that for now, because I might finish module 1 in half an hour and somebody else, it might take them a day. So you can't drip feed content based on the user activity. You can schedule it to go out on certain dates. So there's a difference there between scheduling and drip feeding. So you can't drip feed it for now. What else is missing? I'm just thinking about Kajabi, where I set up a lot of courses. I'm trying to think if there's any functionalities they have. I mean, so that's actually another conversation, but in terms of which is better now, Kajabi or Squarespace, I would say Kajabi still wins from a marketing horsepower perspective. For marketing your course, it's just really, really powerful. But as a pure learning management system and setting up your content and your modules and your lessons within your modules and so on, well, Squarespace just looks so much nicer and is way more flexible. So, and I think from the student user experience perspective, I think Squarespace will look better. But as I say, Kajabi does have that massive marketing horsepower behind it with their pipelines. And, if you're setting up free webinars and tagging people who've signed up for the webinar, and email sequences leading up to the webinar, and then post-webinar and all that automation stuff, Kajabi is just amazing at that. Squarespace, you can do a certain amount of email marketing, obviously through Squarespace email campaigns, but I wouldn't say it's up to the level for course creators who really want to take their course marketing seriously. I would still say that Kajabi wins there. But for people who are don't want to take on that big sort of marketing work of organizing free webinars and email sequences and all that kind of stuff, and tagging people who download this and subscribe to that. and if you already have your course on your website on Squarespace, I think this is going to be a really, really good option. Or as I say, if you're currently using Teachable or Thinkific or one of those platforms, I would definitely be looking at moving everything over to Squarespace. Now, there is a cost attached to using Squarespace courses, and let me see if I can look that up. What it costs to actually use it. They have a basic plan, which I think is like $9 a month, but then they take a 7 or 9% transaction fee. It's quite high. But there are lots of options. Sorry, I should have prepared that. I will add a link below the video on YouTube to the pricing page for this, because obviously you need to compare platforms and see what's the best value for you. And if you have a course already on another platform, you may not want to do the work of moving everything back over to Squarespace, but certainly it's worth looking at. And if you are already on Squarespace and thinking of launching a course, I would definitely look at this as an option before going off to a third-party platform, because it's just amazing to have everything in the one place. Your website, you can do your email marketing now, obviously in Squarespace too, and now your course. So, but it is important, obviously, to look at the cost, because it's not free with your Squarespace subscription. It's an add-on. So I'll put the link to their pricing page in the video. And yeah, I hope you find this useful. And if you have any questions, just drop them below and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, have a great day. Bye.